The electric revolution was supposed to be Volkswagen's big redemption story, a comeback from Dieselgate that would reshape the brand for a new era. Fast forward to late 2024, and that vision has crumbled into what some insiders call a catastrophe. Volkswagen's EV strategy is falling apart, and the company now faces plant closures, job cuts, and software nightmares that threaten its very future. So, what went so horribly wrong? Today we're diving into the cracks that led to VW's disaster, from falling demand and competition to internal chaos and outdated technology. And stick around, because we'll reveal why this situation could have ripple effects beyond just Volkswagen, affecting jobs, economies, and possibly setting the stage for other automakers to follow in VW's troubled footsteps. Volkswagen went all in on electric vehicles, or EVs, hoping to wash away the bad taste of Dieselgate with shiny new EVs like the ID3 and ID4. But despite the initial hype, things never really took off. ID4, once seen as VW's answer to Tesla's dominance, saw its sales drop by almost 30% this year alone. Even the new ID Buzz, a futuristic revival of the iconic microbus, arrived with lukewarm reception, thanks in part to a $60,000 price tag and a modest driving range of just 234 miles. One of the major hurdles Volkswagen faced was that it simply didn't have the flexibility or speed to adapt to changing consumer demands. While consumers wanted longer ranges, faster charging, and innovative features, VW's models often felt outdated from the moment they hit the market. Competing EVs, especially those from Tesla, boasted software updates that added new features after purchase, something Volkswagen's rigid product cycles couldn't keep up with. By the time VW tried to catch up, the market had already shifted, leaving their lineup looking like yesterday's news. VW isn't just facing a few slow quarters, they're up against a harsh new reality, where Chinese automakers like BYD and NIO are racing ahead with cheaper, more innovative EVs. Tesla, even with its challenges, remains a leader. And let's not forget legacy automakers like Ford, which are quickly building momentum with popular electric models, bankrolled by their still profitable combustion engine lineups. Meanwhile, VW is struggling to compete on all fronts, especially in Europe and China, where their market share is shrinking fast. And here's the kicker: Volkswagen's problems aren't just about demand, they're about internal dysfunction that runs so deep it's starting to feel like the company is being eaten alive from the inside. What's happening inside Volkswagen's walls? Well, to put it bluntly, things are really bad. With sales falling short, VW announced that it may close key factories in Germany, including its historic Osnabrück and Dresden plants. Ending production at these sites wouldn't just be symbolic. It could result in thousands of lost jobs and devastate local economies built around VW's operations. The powerful German labor union, IG Metall, is already gearing up for a fight, vowing to resist these closures fiercely. Adding to the tension, Volkswagen is also planning to end a decades-old job security scheme that had protected workers from layoffs until 2029. This move signals that the company's leadership is desperate to cut costs, no matter the human cost. The entire German auto industry is watching closely because if Volkswagen sets the precedent for mass layoffs, other automakers may follow suit. So, we're not just talking about one car company's woes here. This could trigger a domino effect across Europe's already fragile industrial sector. And with high labor costs and stricter environmental regulations on the horizon, Volkswagen and the entire European auto industry find themselves in an increasingly unsustainable situation. If you think VW's challenges are limited to plant closures and unions, think again. The company's software division, Cariad, has been a massive headache from the start. Volkswagen's attempt to build its own software infrastructure has been plagued by delays, bugs, and management turnover. The fallout? Major EV projects like the Audi Q6 e-tron and Porsche Macan EV have been delayed for years. Cariad's mismanagement became so severe that it contributed to the ousting of former CEO Herbert Diess. Under new leadership, Volkswagen initially promised to right the ship. But instead of fixing the mess, it seems they've only found new ways to stall. One of VW's flagship EVs, the Audi Q6 e-tron, was so glitchy during tests that company executives reportedly called the situation a catastrophe. Here's the problem. Today's cars are becoming more like smartphones on wheels, with software playing a bigger role than ever. Tesla figured this out years ago, but Volkswagen is still lagging behind and paying the price. In fact, Porsche is now in talks to integrate Google software in its vehicles, a move that shows just how little faith VW has in its own software arm. Volkswagen's troubles are also tied to forces beyond its control. In Europe, where VW was counting on strong demand for EVs, government subsidies have been slashed. EV sales in Germany fell by over 16% this year, and VW's pricey electric models aren't exactly flying off the shelves. Meanwhile, in China, once considered VW's second home, local automakers have taken over, leaving Volkswagen in the dust. To make matters worse, geopolitical tensions and trade restrictions are further complicating VW's position. The European Union has introduced tariffs on Chinese EV imports, hoping to protect domestic automakers like Volkswagen. But these measures could backfire, with some analysts warning that retaliatory actions from China could disrupt VW's supply chain, especially for critical components like batteries. VW's dependence on China for both sales and materials is now becoming a double-edged sword. One misstep, and they risk alienating one of their most important markets. This isn't just a Volkswagen problem either. Traditional automakers everywhere are realizing that the transition to EVs is far more challenging and expensive than they had anticipated. Ford and GM have already scaled back their EV plans, and Stellantis is hedging its bets by shifting focus to plug-in hybrids. Even Mercedes-Benz, which had ambitious EV goals, is scrapping future platforms and sticking with hybrid technology for now. So, while Volkswagen's struggles may seem unique, they are actually part of a broader industry-wide reckoning. The question is, can Volkswagen weather the storm, or is this just the beginning of an even bigger collapse? Volkswagen isn't throwing in the towel just yet. CEO Oliver Blume has announced an $11 billion cost-cutting initiative, hoping to streamline operations and give the company a fighting chance. But time is running out. VW's current EV lineup isn't compelling enough to attract new buyers, and the company's next generation of affordable electric cars won't hit the market until 2027. One of the biggest questions now is whether Volkswagen can rebuild trust, not just with customers, but also with investors. VW's repeated delays, software failures, and shifting strategies have left stakeholders frustrated and skeptical. If the company can't deliver on its promises soon, it risks losing key investors to more innovative competitors. Meanwhile, some analysts are speculating that VW might be forced to sell off assets or spin off key brands like Audi or Porsche to raise cash and refocus on core operations. Such a move could be the shakeup the company needs, or it could signal that VW is running out of options entirely. So, what do you think? Is Volkswagen doomed, or can they pull off a last-minute comeback? And do you believe other automakers will follow VW down this rocky path? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.